1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm such a frazzled farmer today. Oh my gosh. On today's episode of Free Unsolicited Cooking Knowledge, I'm going to attempt to plant garlic. Welcome back, little seedlings. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm what? A missing plant in your garden. On today's episode, as you saw, I will be attempting to plant garlic. I have planted garlic before and they failed. So, of course, this is before I was in, my horticulture program and graduated and all that other stuff. Also, I feel like, buying garlic from the grocery store, maybe they were like just not good or I planted it too early. I don't know. Okay, but we're gonna attempt it again. And now, as you saw in my other videos that I did some soil amendments to my garden boxes, this is where I will be planting the garlic. We're not gonna know until spring, early summer if it worked. And if it doesn't, then maybe I should just retire. I'm just kidding. Farming is the long game, okay? Anyway, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get into this, I just thought I would just give some information about garlic. So garlic needs to be planted in the fall. You're supposed to do it before the first frost. We've had 2 slight frosts. They weren't that bad because I did harvest some peppers after those frosts and they were fine. It wasn't like that bad and deep, I guess. But you're supposed to do it because they need to go through a process called vernalization. And basically it needs the freezing cold to break it out of its dormancy. Okay, I just want to clarify that vernalization basically is when the cooling of a seed helps in germination in order to accelerate the flowering when it's planted. Pulling it out of dormancy is actually called stratification, and that's kind of different. So I just want to clarify that we are just putting it through the freezing temperatures to get it to germinate and start rooting, essentially. And of course, planting it in the fall makes it grow roots that are super strong so that, it's rooted and strong throughout the winter, and then you get really beautiful garlic in the spring/summer, essentially. So for 6B, the frost and the cold will get it to that, but if you're in other zones that are warmer and they don't get that frost period, you could still grow garlic, but you have to keep your garlic in the refrigerator, not freezer, okay? This is very important. They have to be in the refrigerator for, I'm pretty sure, a couple of months before you're able to plant them. But because I'm in zone 6B here in Southern Ontario, we have Mother Nature that does that for you. So I'm gonna be planting it in this garden over here. As you can see, these both have been amended for the season, but I'm gonna plant it over here because this is where I grew my beets earlier this year, and that's where I have the tomatoes. There's a lot of root systems, and garlic do not like to have competing root systems, okay? I'm gonna stick with where I planted my beets because basically there was nothing root system wise there because I pulled them all and I ate them. So the type of garlic I got is called German white garlic, gourmet garlic, if you will. And I bought this from a greenhouse. I didn't want to risk buying from the grocery store again, and I didn't have time to go to the farmer's market. Anyway, so this one says full to part sun. These are full sun, depth 3 inches, 8 centimeters, and it says 15 centimeters or 6 inches apart. Oh my God, I am so sorry, but I swear to God, I've seen about 50 chipmunks today. 50. They are running around, living their best life out here, screaming at each other. Sheesh. Anyway, actually, I could read the instructions. According to this manufacturer, plant in mid-September to October, at least 4 weeks before ground freezing. So yes, we're about 4 weeks from ground freezing. Like I said, we had frost, but it's not freezing yet. I could still go dig a hole if I wanted to, but I don't want to, okay? Many varieties can also be planted in early spring. We're not doing that. How to plant. Break bulbs into individual cloves. Plant larger cloves as they will produce larger bulbs. Raised beds are recommended, as soil should be well drained. Plant root plate end down. So that's another thing that I learned in school. You want the pointy part up. So this is the garlic bulb. You want the pointy part up where the root system will be down, because if you plant it down, the garlic kind of curls up. It gets compromised and it creates weak roots, and most likely they'll die or just not make it. All right, add organic matter or mulch on top, spacing of at least 15 centimeters apart and 12-inch rows. So we did the amendments. We have the compost soil blend plus the sheep manure. And so like that's good to go. I'm ready to plant that. And then it says harvest the flowers 10 days after they appear. This allows the plant to put the energy into the bulb in the ground, not in making seeds. Harvest the bulb once the leaves turn brown, dig from ground, and immediately brush off soil from around the roots. Also, don't forget garlic needs curing. This is going to be down the road, maybe another video. But just to say, just so that you are aware, drying is an essential part of curing the bulbs. So you don't want to wash them in water. You want to remove as much dirt as you can, just naturally remove from direct sunlight and place in a protected, well-ventilated area with stalks attached. Tie the bundles or spread on a drying rack. 2 weeks of drying time is ideal. Store in a cool and dry, well-ventilated area with a stable temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. We're not doing that, obviously, because we don't have garlic. But hopefully we can reach a place where I can show you how to cure garlic. Just like I cured my pumpkins this year, etc. It's, you know, it's all part of the process. So basically, I'm going to break these bulbs apart and then we're going to start planting. Okay, we have the bulbs. Okay, they're fairly small. Look at these little guys. Okay, and I gotta break them up. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna try and do 8 on each side. 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my god, my little hands. 14, 15, 16. Okay, I don't know if you can see me. Okay, so I'm gonna make 8 holes in 2 rows about 6 inches apart, and they'll be a foot apart. So hopefully this is a good angle for y'all. Howdy, and that works out, so. These are just rough estimates, okay? Okay, so we're gonna start here. Do 3 inches, that's a lot. Yeah, okay, so again, 1, maybe I'll do it like this. Okay, now as you can see, we're upright. Okay, that's the butt. It's the butt end. That's the pointy end. Okay, butt end down. Now I'm just gonna literally cover them. I'll do a nice little press. Okay, now that you have planted all of your little garlics, the next step is to insulate the garden bed. I chose to use straw. You can use leaves. You could use, I want to say other types of mulch, but you have to be careful because it sometimes changes the pH of the soil. So I'm just sticking with straw. I think it's the easiest and cleanest. There also are like garden blankets and stuff that you can use to insulate the ground, but I'm just trying to keep it all like organic and stuff so I don't have to like keep track of it. This will break down over time and add more nutrients to my soil. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do a nice thick layer of that on my garlic bed, and we'll see how that goes. So when you get straw, I just thought I'd say like it's pressed and it's like little squares like this. I am going to break it up though. Add more structure, if you will. Anyway, that is it for the insulating portion of this. The next step is to basically water it. It keeps moisture, it helps that garlic start to root. So I'm gonna go turn on the hose and I'm gonna water this. Okay, I turned my water on, but I found this in my lawn. It's a little mushroom. I don't know what kind it is. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna eat it. But I just thought I'd show you, okay? Okay, we got the water on. And we are watering this. I hope this doesn't blow away during the winter. You know, if it does, I have like extra hay that I got. Okay. Maybe Canadian Tire can sponsor me and I can get some new hoses. I need like a 200-foot hose to reach down here. It's a lot, my friends. All right, I'm gonna go turn off my hose, but that is pretty much it. Thank you, my little seedlings, for lasting this long in the video. I hope I was able to teach you something. I hope this is successful. This is just how I do it. You do not have to do it this way. Literally, these videos are just me applying what I learned in school and experimenting to see how my land works and how to amend soil and how to grow things and problem solve what's going wrong and what didn't work. But I do have faith this is gonna work out, mainly because I felt the exact same way about my beets and they were very successful, and I'm super happy with that. And my freezer still has beets in them, and I love that I can enjoy that probably well into the winter. Here's to hoping that we get the garlic. If not, I will have to revisit what I did wrong. Maybe these soil amendments I did were too much. Maybe the manure was too much nitrogen. I don't know. These are all questions that are going to be up in the air until I could get to spring and summer. So sorry that it's a long investment as far as videos go, but I promise I will do an update video in the spring and summer as time goes on. But as far as farming, I think this might be my last farming video of this season. There's not much I can do. We're entering into winter. I've prepped all my garden boxes as you saw in my soil amendment video. My garden is done. The land is being turned over, which I'm learning to use the plow today on the tractor. Finally, it's only taken 35 years. To be fair, I've never asked my dad to teach me how to use the tractor. I just assumed he wouldn't allow me. Word of the wise, you never know until you ask, okay? I'm so thankful for all you little seedlings out there and all your support, and glad that I have witnesses to this journey. It's fun. It's fun to problem solve and it's fun to learn. So let's just hope it's successful. Anyway, thank you, my little seedlings. And you know what? Garlic. See ya.